Back to the channel, everybody. Happy Easter. It is Easter Sunday 2024. As you've seen from the headline, I just got my first trash truck. So for those of you who don't know, I've been doing this for about a year. I started this with 2 trash cans that I bought from Home Depot, and I rented out to my renters. And then we went from there, and it was shortly after we started buying trash cans from Toter, and we bought like 100 at a time now. We're now at 400 trash cans. And so we're doing those by hand. So we went from just swapping out cans every single time, which worked really well in the beginning with what we had. So my whole thing on this is we're running this business off of what money I had, which was very little, and I have no finance ability. I can't go finance things. I've mentioned that in a previous video, so we've filed bankruptcy not too long ago on our previous ordeals. And now we're doing trash business, growing that during bankruptcy and losing our last money-making jobs, and all kinds of stuff has changed. So I'm not allowed to finance anything. So I'm growing this business dollar by dollar. So we went from swapping those cans out to dumping them into the dump box. I made a trailer. I've got a video on that. And we put some tiny little tires on the side of one of the dump boxes to get it low, a 15-yard dumpster, a roll-off dumpster. And so then we were dumping cans into there. That worked out really, really well in the beginning. We could do about 50 to 60 cans per dumpster, and now we got to the point where our heaviest run is 160 cans. So we were doing that 3 times a day, where we take it to the dump, rake it out, go on another trip, take it to the dump, rake it out, and then we would still have some cans here and there to go swap out. So we go swap those cans out, bring those here, dump them in our biggest dumpster, and then we'd have to wash and clean the cans because customers won't accept getting dirty cans back if they know that we're swapping them. So, that had its limitations as well. We are at our total limits for how much cans, so we don't require customers to bag trash. And because my plan was to get to this point where we had a real trash truck, and I didn't want to limit myself on my customer base, so we didn't require anything. We were just a normal trash service as far as they were concerned. So my guys are dumping these cans 150 times a day by hand over the side of this dumpster. We have a huge radius that we're doing. We're doing 400 cans a week. So yeah, it got really exhausting. We hit our limits. And so one day my guys were dumping cans, and one of the Big Iron auction guys seen us and called us and said, "Hey, there's a yellow trash truck. Our cans are yellow, our shirts are yellow, everything, that's our company color. And because we're in New Mexico state flag is yellow with the red Zia symbol. Our trash cans are yellow with the black Zia symbol." So Big Iron guy calls me and he says, "Hey, we've got a 25-yard trash truck for sale in Cortez, Colorado, going up for auction in a few weeks," I think it was. And I was like, "Yeah, that's great, man, but we have no way of buying this system. You know, we're tapped out dollar by dollar. Like, this is like the worst time." And so I was pretty down because I couldn't, I mean, that's what we needed, but we couldn't make it happen. And so I found I sent it to a friend, and my friend said, "Hey, I'll help you with that system." And we drove down there and looked at the trash truck, drove it, started it, operated everything. It was pretty decent. It's a 2015 International, probably a 7600 or something like that. It's a 35,000 pound GVWR, 25 yard rear load, Loadmaster, and it's got 95,000 miles, 13,000 hours with a Max Force 13 or a Max Force DT. I don't know if those two are different, and I own a mechanic shop, so I know all about the Max Force and everything like that. But it was just what we needed. It was same color that we use, everything like that, and so a little bit of time goes on, and right before the auction, the guy went and looked at the trash truck with. He let me know that he wanted a percentage of the company in order to finance me for this stuff, and I personally wasn't comfortable with that. It's just not what I want. I want to be responsible for my own success and my own failures. I want to be the one making decisions and stuff like that, and I just don't want to complicate a relationship with someone else. So we decided not to do that. So I went to another friend, and that's kind of a loan shark type guy, really nice guy, and he believed in what we were doing, so he says, do it. You know, we made a deal on repayment and everything like that. And so at this time, this truck was at like $20,000, and I wanted to make sure to shake someone's hand and get funding before this started. So we made a deal with this guy, and we went and made we set up our Big Iron auction account, and we made an offer of $20,500 and instantly got outbid. And so we started looking into the bidding process, and there's been 4 other trucks sell from the City of Cortez Big Iron auction within the last year. And I think somebody out of Nebraska, they bought every single one, right?
Yeah.
So somebody out of Nebraska, you know who you are. Apparently there's a lot of people out of Nebraska, I don't really understand it, that are bidding on these trash trucks. There's multiple Nebraska bidders. And they have bought every single truck from this auction in the last year. And we looked around. They bought the other one out of Wyoming, right? They ended up buying that one?
Yes.
There was an American LaFrance out of Wyoming that sold for $2,600. Yeah. They bought that one. And they bought several other trash trucks. So
all the yellow trash trucks you can think of.
Every yellow trash truck that's been for sale on Big Iron, they've bought. And there's multiple numbers on there. So they're probably laughing if they actually watch this, but they I think so what I figured out is you place your max bid on Big Iron. So you want to do $30,000, and the system will bid for you up to $30,000. So if you bid and you get instantly outbid, that's an automatic bidding system from Big Iron. And if you don't get instantly outbid and it takes a few days, that's a person going and physically clicking to bid against you. So we had like a week at this time. And so I ran the numbers for the company, and I figured we were comfortable with about $36,000 that we could pay back within a, let's say, 18-month period, which is about the limit on these loans that I was going to be able to get. So we also, I guess, a little bit on the conspiracy side. I was told, and this might piss off some people, but it's an interesting thought at very least, that if you do that Big Iron can create a bot to just bid against you and make sure that bot still loses, but they know what your bid is going to be, and they want to make sure that it gets as high as possible, so they can so they can make as much commission as possible. The big iron guy that I dealt with, really nice, honest guy, local to me and everything like that. But that's actually interesting because that's a very genius scam if it did exist, and it would be really impossible to ever figure out. But so we weren't going to bid until the last day because I didn't want to let my presence be known, stuff like that. I mean, I already did that bid, but we got outbid pretty quickly, and it was someone from Colorado and 2 people from Nebraska. So I was a little bit hesitant on putting a max bid, but I was like, you know what? I would rather try to get this and not worry about if there's problems on the backside of this auction, and just try and get it. I need this truck. Like, we are working our asses off. Everyone is exhausted. We need, like, if I don't get a truck, we're heading towards catastrophe. Like, my guys are going to murder me and put me in the dumpster and drop me in the dump. And I wouldn't blame them for that, because we have literally just been pushing everyone's limits on this. So the night before, I was real anxious on this system. Oh, and that's what I was going to say. So someone was automatic bidding, and I don't know if these 2 Nebraska people are competitors or business partners, and they're just making sure to keep on top of this, that one of these guys gets this system. That one put a max bid and the other one's doing click to bid. Because once you put a max bid, supposedly you can't go any higher. And so these trash trucks went, I'll show a few screenshots of this stuff. These trash trucks went anywhere from $2,600 for these old worn out American LaFrance trucks to $38,000 on the top end was for another International Max Force. And I think the Max Force really keeps the value low on these things. And then there was another Max Force online for sale outright for $80,000. Same exact truck that I bought. And then everything that's like a Mack or Kenworth or Auto, those trucks are going for a lot more. So, if they're good shape, you're over $100,000 for a lot of these trucks. A lot of stuff in the $50,000 range is plumb wore out. And we'll see. We don't know anything about this truck yet. Besides I went and looked at it, but until we use it, we're not going to know much. So we did a bid the night before, and I did a max bid because I didn't want to lose. I was really anxious. I didn't want to feel like an idiot and miss out on this opportunity. So we did a max bid of $36,000. I went straight. That's the money I have. That's the money I could spend. And the bid went to $30,250, I think it was. Or maybe it was $500, which tells me that someone else put their max bid at $30,000, $30,250, somewhere in there. And I think their plan was to bid after that. I'm not sure if that's what they just valued this trash truck at. So the next morning we woke up an hour before the auction and just sat there and stared at it and was super nervous about it. And so Nebraska hit a bid for, I think it was $30,000. So we went to $30,250 because we outbid somebody. Nebraska came in that morning and bid at $30,500, which they instantly got outbid by the bidder bot that I created. And then they bid one more time at $30,500, $30,750 or something. Instantly got outbid by us again. And then the auction ended. So we ended up getting this truck for $30,750, auction fee, something like that. So, which I'm very, very, very happy about. This auction ended last Wednesday, March 27th. And I was all anxious and everything, so we went and got our insurance gathered up, and we went and paid for it and got all this ready and they were closed. We had to do trash on Thursday, so I wasn't going to leave my guys on our biggest or one of our biggest trash routes. So we went and helped them on Thursday, got everything dealt with on Thursday, woke up Friday morning and called them, and they were closed due to Good Friday. And so now it's Easter weekend, so I've just been anxiously waiting for Monday to pop up, and we got to drive to Cortez, Colorado to go get this thing. So that's another big thing about this is we're an hour and a half away from Cortez. We can just drive this thing back home. It's not going to be that big of a deal. I don't know how fast these trash trucks are, but I got nothing but time tomorrow. So Nebraska probably has to send a lowboy for these things, and they're unless they own it, they're probably paying. You'd pay $10,000 to $20,000 for a lowboy to haul one of these things that distance. I would assume you'd probably be $10 to $15 a mile for a lowboy semi truck. I would assume that would be oversized load. It's going to be still super tall, stuff like that. So I have the luxury of just being able to drive this thing home. So the other interesting thing is Big Iron is based out of Nebraska. There was several Nebraska bidders. Not connected, just interesting. So yeah, we got one more week. We're gonna bring this truck home, fix all of the tears. There's tears in the body. I think there's some leaks in hydraulic lines and hydraulic cylinders and stuff. We're gonna clean this thing up, fix what we can. I know we need 2 tires on it. We're gonna go through all the fluids. I'm gonna have to risk driving this thing completely emissions compliant and hope that it makes it a little while. And we're going to just do a damage assessment on it and put it to work probably the following week. So we've got one more week of doing trash by hand. And we're going to go see how much. So we're doing 8 to 10 hour days it takes us to do 160 cans. And I've already been through this on the trash site. There's people I know that do 1,100 cans. Their 11-year-old daughter does 1,100 cans, and they're done by 10 o'clock in the morning, and they just go take big piles of money down to the bank and throw it in there, and everyone's, yeah. It's taking us 8 to 10 hours. There's 2 guys that I have go out do the majority of it. We're going out and doing the small, say 10 to 20 to 30 cans sometimes, to help them out, and maintaining the trucks and doing stuff like that. I have several other businesses that I run, so we're all doing something at all times, but we were tapped out. 8 to 10 hours it was taking us to do 160 cans. I wasn't going to sell any more cans until we figured out how to be more efficient. So we're going to see how this changes everything for us. Because at 400 cans a week, I'm just barely breaking even on this process. So it's been a year in this business without making any money. And all the money that we have made has gone back in the business. So this year should be a little bit different. We're going to try to pump out. We're going to try to double what we have. We're going to try to get to 800 cans. Once again, cash flowing this, another 400 cans is expensive. Maintaining this truck, I've got to get my guys CDLs. There's a lot of stuff that has to happen. So that also means that I have to wake my happy ass up and go do trash all day long and not be able to manage my other businesses. And I'm losing a trash truck employee and our trash employee, and I have to send him to one of the other businesses and hope that this all works out until people start getting their CDLs. Or we can derate this truck down, which I don't think we can, but we'll see how that goes. So anyways, it was fun. We'll do an update on this truck when we go get it. We'll take a look at it and see how this goes. Yeah. If anyone knows what's going on in Nebraska, let me know. Apparently if it's all on the up and up, Nebraska, someone's just booming doing trash business in Nebraska, just killing it, apparently. Because they bought $120,000 worth of trucks the last auction. And I know that's not that much money, but it's a lot of money for us broke people trying to compete in this business. So, yeah, hopefully things are going to change a lot for 2020. Or 2024. Jesus, yeah, 2020. 2024. Whatever year I'm in. Things are going to change quite a bit. And like and subscribe. Follow along. Let's see how I do in the second year of trash business. And let's see how much this trash truck helps me and how much it helps efficiency and the guys not be so grumpy that they're working their asses off. And see if we can make some money in this business. For those of you who have been following along, thanks for watching. Thanks for the subs. Trying to get some more subs on here, but it's moving slowly, so hopefully this channel provides some good information. I know there's some people starting trash businesses like me that are starting from very little, so yeah, maybe this is some good information for them. Other than that, we will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.